Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. I get a lot of questions all the time about some of the various projects I have going on and what's going on with those projects and why haven't you guys seen them on the channel for a while, where you guys are going to find out an answer for those questions and more on this episode, so stick around. Let's go see what's happening with all the projects. Well, hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I thought I would go over some of the projects I've been working on and what's happening to some of the ones you haven't seen for a while and kind of what the game plan is for all the other ones. So we're going to start off what's here in the shop right now and what I got going on currently. The most current projects, the ones you've probably seen on the channel last few weeks and maybe months. First off, since we're right here next to it, I wanted to talk about this guy right here. This is the 69 Forestry service truck that we're doing a restoration on. This is the frame. We've already done the restoration and reconditioning of the frame. Right now it's in limbo because we're working on the cab and bed and everything, getting that ready for paint. Haven't started on it yet. It'll be pretty quick. They did come out and pick out the cab and everything they want to use. I have this grill right here off of the other 69 truck. I want to use this painted grill on it, so I think that will look great with that Forestry service screen. So this frame right here has just been sitting and waiting. I've been doing some stuff with some brake lines. I had got these brake lines that were supposed to fit and they ended up being a little bit too short, I thought. And then I found these and these fit. We'll go over all that kind of stuff, all that stuff whenever we do a full episode on this truck. So here's this frame here. This truck here, 75 Super Cab. Some of you guys might have seen that in the background. This is actually my brother's truck. I'm doing a turbo kit on it and getting the standalone system for the 6-liter running. I'm doing a little bit of filming on this, but really his project, so I'm just doing a little bit of work to it. So that's what's going on there. The Mustang here is just sitting here waiting for us to have time to take it to the track maybe, or maybe there's a race or something we can go to, but right now we don't have any plans with it right now. Here's the front axle to our Harbor Blue Highboy restoration. That truck and body is in paint right now, getting painted. That cab and bed we're using. I'm going to do a full episode on rebuilding this axle because I get a lot of questions about these closed knuckle axles and how to go through them and rebuild them. So I'm going to do a dedicated episode just on this front axle. So hopefully that answers a lot of your questions on that thing for you guys. Moving on from there, let's go outside. I'm going to show you the cab we're using for this truck right here, the Forestry service truck. Well, we're outside the shop here. The guy that's actually painting the crew cab highboy build we have going on, that's it was about this time last year, last time we were working on it. He's getting going on that thing. Should have it done sometime in the near future, and he's actually going to do the paint work on this Forestry service truck. And he picked out this cab here, and he wants to use these doors. These wrinkles right here he thought were going to be pretty hard to get out. So those are a little bit straighter. They have a little bit problems with holes and a little bit of rust in this one over here, but they're pretty straight. He liked this cab. This cab's pretty good. There is a little bit of rust right there. I'm going to do some repair work on that and a little bit of trying to fill some holes in it. And then we're taking this cab to sandblast, and we're going to paint it in red oxide primer so it matches the factory. See, like there in those doors, that red oxide primer, that's what the primer color they use from the factory. We're going to leave the bottom side the red oxide primer so it's like it was from the factory. You can actually still see some of it on this truck. See that red oxide? So that's how we're going to do this truck. So he wanted to use this cab, and we have a later 70 to 72 bed out there. We might take a peek at it after we go out in the lot there and look at those trucks right there. So that's the cab we're using for the Forestry service truck. So that truck is pretty soon we're going to be doing some work on that thing. My 69 F350 dually that was on a Bring a Trailer auction. If you guys saw that video I did on it, this truck sold, and it's actually going to New Hampshire. I just talked to the shipper yesterday, working on some details on getting this thing shipped. This truck brought $17,500 in auction. If you missed that video, there's a for sale video on this thing. I did an overview on everything on the truck, and that'll have links to the auction. You can check that out if you want to see it. That's what happened to this truck. It's going to be leaving here pretty quick. Here's my Ultimate Highboy truck, my daily driver basically. I've been doing a lot of miles on this thing, putting a lot of miles on it. There's a few things I want to do. We might be doing an episode on this truck in the future. I have a fuel tank toolbox combo. It's not plumbed up or anything yet. I want to do that to add a little bit of fuel capacity to the truck, because the 19-gallon tank in the back, this 428 sucks that thing dry pretty quick. If you notice there, it does have an oil leak. There's a couple pinholes, rust holes in the oil pan. I'm probably going to change out the oil pan with a new one. And the valve covers have a little bit of leak. I still haven't got those sorted out yet, so I need to replace the valve cover gaskets and probably pull that oil pan. I also want to do, gonna be doing some suspension seats in here. I think the old factory 67 bench is getting a little wore, and it's pretty bouncy and stuff, especially when we're taking it off-road. This bench seat isn't very great for that. So I'm thinking about doing some suspension seats. Haven't got that all worked out yet, but we might be having a future episode on that truck. Here we have the leaf springs and everything for our Harbor Blue Highboy. Those came in the other day. Back in the shop here, we have my 72 Sport Custom Camper Special. We just did a bring a trailer auction on this one. I believe it sold 3 days ago from when this is filmed. This truck is actually going to Southern California, so it's going to be a Cali truck. Probably that air conditioner is going to get used a lot more than it does here in that Southern California sun. But this truck will look great in that kind of background. This truck sold at no reserve on Bring a Trailer for $33,750. So it did exceed my expectations, but I'm glad some guys saw the value in this truck and really liked it. And so I'm glad it's going to a good home. Hopefully that guy enjoys many, many more miles and years with this truck. So if you missed the video on this truck, it'll be pretty recent, back in the video archives of this truck, the for sale video, and I'll have a link to the auction if you want to go check that one out. Here we have some parts, some Highboy parts. The frame for the Harbor Blue truck, I'm going to take it and have it professionally sandblasted and painted. So I have time to work on a lot of other projects I have going on here, since we have so much going on. So I'm going to farm that out and let them do that, so I can work on that Forestry service cab and get a lot of that stuff done and try to get caught up around here. So this is the small stuff off the frame, and that's the small stuff off the crew cab Highboy frame we're doing. Both of these frames will go to the sandblaster at the same time. I'll take you out here and show them to you. Yeah, so here's these frames. This is the 69, the regular cab frame. So we're going to be sandblasting and coating this one. And there's the crew cab Highboy frame. See how it's where we stretched it right there. This frame's just been sitting out here waiting for us to have time to mess with it. Since they get started on the that crew cab in the body shop, we need to get this thing coated up and get put together so it's ready when that body gets done. So that's those frames there. I have the transfer case and stuff out of the Harbor Blue 69 Highboy. I need to sandblast and paint the transfer case and check all the bearings and all that kind of stuff. That's on the list of things to do. That Harbor Blue Highboy is going to be the next one that's finished, I think. So be looking for that video in the near future. Over here we have my 67 Highboy. I love this truck right here. Sadly, it's pretty far down on the list. It's just sitting out here waiting for its turn. But haven't decided what we're doing with this one yet. If I'm going to try to save this cab or if we're going to try to find a donor cab. I love the green interior on this thing. But that's what's going on with this one. It's just kind of waiting. Waiting for its turn to be taken apart. Don't want to start too many projects at once. You know, then you have parts everywhere and you got to keep all that stuff straight. So this one's just waiting out here. Here in the old shop here, we have my crew cab special, 72 crew cab special. Have these doors here I've sourced for it. And I I actually think I've came up with a plan for this one. You guys probably haven't seen this one in a while. I really like this truck, and I love the interior on it. I want to try to preserve the interior the best I can. You know, it obviously needs a seat and, you know, cleaned up, and a new dash pad and stuff like that. But these panels right here are like impossible to find, and even more so this rear panel here, you know, this crew cab panel. That, if you needed one of those, it would be just absolutely impossible to find one, I think, unless you bought a whole nother truck. But this truck, what I want to do, I don't think we're going to be able to save the patina, just because there's just too much rust in it in places I have to fix. And that fake patina, you know, trying to make it look right, just for one, I'm not good enough to do that, and you have to have somebody that kind of specializes in it to make it look right, and then it's fake. You know it's fake. So I think what we're going to do on this truck here is I'm thinking of like a hot rod 390, you know, fuel injected, maybe even a stroker. I think you can stroke one out with a 4 1/4 stroke crank. It's like 440 something cubic inches. That would be a pretty fun hot rod, you know, nice running 390, and put a 6R80 transmission behind it. I think I want to leave it 2-wheel drive for the fact that it's a 350 long bed. There was never the 4-wheel drive factory F350 crew cab in these years of trucks, so I don't think it would really look right if it was a long bed 4-wheel drive. I mean, it'd probably still look cool, but I think 2-wheel drive will be cool for this truck. We might lift the front end a little bit so it's not as low, but I think this truck would be a fun cruiser. Disc brakes, front and rear, power brakes, power steering, and a high torquey hot rod 390. What do you guys think about that? This truck will be after the Forestry service truck, I think, depending on if I have time while it's in paint. We might get started on this guy, but it's the first crew cab that I'm going to be selling, so be looking for that. But it's still, I'm hoping like fall or something I'll have this thing done, but you know how things go. I don't know. Moving on from that, we have the crew hauler frame. It's in here out of the weather because I have the engine exposed. I need to get going on this thing, but sadly this is like my major project, and I just don't have the time right now to work on it. So right now it's just sitting and waiting. I actually sold my pre-runner project to a buddy, so that's going up to Michigan, I think, and hopefully he'll get that finished and get that truck out and having fun in the sand dunes. Here's the leaf springs for Dad's crew cab highboy we're building. Let's see, we got to move out here to the lot out here where all the projects are waiting. Yeah, here's kind of like the overflow lot where I keep everything. Starting over here from right to left, we have my 69 F350. This is kind of like my work truck, summertime driving rig. Right now it has a bad wheel bearing and the right brake is going to pieces, so I need to do some front end work on this thing. I haven't had time to work on it yet, and it's holding my camper right now, so it's just out here in storage. I need to get going on this thing so I can drive it here this summer. My railroad crew cab here, this was originally I thought was going to be for my crew hauler. I've kind of I don't know what I'm going to do yet. The lunar green I just picked up right over there, it might be the new crew hauler, but this one here has less rust in the rockers for sure, and the floor is a lot better shape, but it has all this Bondo in the doors, so you're going to be doing more body work and less rust repair. They both have really good roofs, so that's good. There's even Bondo in the front doors here, and this rocker's good. I know some of the rockers are bad on this thing, but not very many. I think it just needed 2 rockers replaced. We'll go look at that green one here after a bit. My 72 Grabber Blue Highboy, this one's waiting. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it yet. Might be building it for a buddy unless I find something else for him. I've been trying to find a donor truck for this for quite a while, and I haven't found the perfect one. Found several options, but never just the quite perfect. I even found a Grabber Blue one, but it just wasn't quite good enough condition to warrant paying what he was asking for it just for the Grabber Blue aspect of it. But anyway, this one's kind of waiting. Right now I don't have a plan with it. It's probably going to actually be behind the 67 up there just because I like that 67 so much. So this one's just kind of sitting back in storage, seeing what I have time to mess with. My orange highboy here, 71 highboy, I've actually sold to a buddy of mine. He's going to be coming and picking it up sometime in the future. Maybe we'll get to chat with him about it a little bit. The OBS truck, the donor truck for the 72 Wimbledon White crew cab we're working on. I'm working on getting some parts lists together and everything for this thing. I still need to get in it and pull the cab and stretch the frame. This one I want to start working on after I get the Blue Highboy all together and ready to go. I want to start working on this thing because I'm just excited about having a crew cab to drive around, because right now I don't have one to drive around. But this one is waiting for that to get done, and I want to get this in the shop and get started on the rust repair on the cab mounts, because we have to repair the cab mounts so we can mount those to that frame. And there's a little bit of rocker work on this one, like right there. I want to do all that, and then we're going to end up repainting this in Wimbledon White. So have to change the hood out, which I have here in the bed, and some rust repair in the bed. Can you see that? There's some rust repair in the bed. So real excited about this truck. It's going to look great when it's done on that four-wheel drive chassis. My Lunar Green one, you guys just saw me pick this one up. It's pretty bad rust-wise, but this being a 69 Lunar Green truck, I really like that color and like that it's a local truck to me, sold new, just 16 miles away. So I'm thinking this truck might be the new crew hauler project, but since that project's so far away and down the list pretty far, things may change between now and then. But right now, that's kind of what I'm thinking on this one. Right here is that 72 bed, or 70 to 72 bed I was talking about. It's in really nice shape, you know, no rust in here of any kind. It does have the wrong marker lights for the 69, so we're gonna strip and coat this in red oxide primer, and the body shop's gonna build some filler panels for that. So he's really good metalwork guy, so he's gonna take care of that for me. This bed will look great on that truck because it's in really good condition. I think that's most of the stuff I got going on. Hopefully that answers some of you guys' questions. I get a lot of questions about the crew hauler, and I know that's a really cool project, and you guys probably want to see some progress on it, but I got to pay the bills around here and work on some other stuff. But hopefully that answers a lot of you guys' questions. Hopefully you see some of these projects in the future. So stick around if you want to see those. Hit the subscribe button so you know when they happen. Hit the like if you like these projects. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.